Hello everyone. Today I will discuss with you royalty accounts. So I discuss first meaning of a royalty. What is the meaning of royalty? Royalty, it is nothing but consideration. For what? For the use of a certain property or a rights, whatever the certain consideration we have to pay for using the property or rights, it is called the royalty, and it is an periodical payment. As per agreement we have to pay periodically, or as per agreement, whatever they decided, as per that we have to pay something, that is called a royalty. So what are the terms used in the royalty accounts? First, that one is a lessor or landlord. The owner of a right or a property, he is called as a lessor or landlord. In some time it is called a patentee. So lessor or landlord, he is a owner, and the lessee or tenant is called as the user. The person who uses the right or property is called as the lessee or tenant, and the owner of the property or rights is called as the lessor or landlord. So see here, owner and user, these both words are very important in this royalty accounts. That is nothing but lessor or lessee, or landlord or tenant. Then there is different types of royalties are there. First one, that is the mining royalty, patent royalty, and copyright royalty. So I will discuss with you, that is the mining royalty. So mining royalty, it is a payment based on the output. Here the term we used lessee and lessor, that is the owner and user. Then patent royalty, here also our terms used lessee and patentee. Patentee is the owner and lessee is the user. So, then copyright royalty, here the based on the sale of books. Here the words used publisher and author. Author is the owner and publisher is the user. So here these three types of royalties are there. Types of royalties: mining royalty, patent royalty, and copyright royalty. Then come to the point, that is the minimum rent, or dead rent, or stock rent, or flat rent, or certain rent. What is this term? So this is the one of the term which is used in the royalty account, that is the minimum rent. It is nothing but minimum amount we need to pay to the lessor. The lessee need to pay lessor particularly minimum amount. So that minimum amount must and should pay the in certain period to the lessor. The lessee has to pay the lessor in a particular year, either profit or loss. It may be in particular year profit or loss. So either profit or loss, we need to pay that minimum rent. It is called as the minimum rent. Then another one term, it is a short workings. That is the short working is the difference between the minimum rent and whatever the actual royalty we earned. It is called as the short working. If it is the difference, actual royalty whatever we earned, it is less than the minimum rent, then it is difference is called as a short working. So formula is there here. Short working is equal to minimum rent minus actual royalty earned. For example, here minimum rent is 20,000. Then actual royalty we earn only 10,000. The difference is 10,000. So that 10,000 difference is called as the short working. This is the concept in the royalty account, that is the short working. So this short working is going to be recovered in upcoming years. Upcoming years means in next years. As per agreement, how to recover, that will be decided. Then that recoupment, nothing but recovery of a short working. The whatever the short working arises in the last year, or current year, it will be recover in upcoming year. It is will be mentioned in the agreement. So I will discuss about the recovery or recoupment. So see here, recoupment of short workings, whatever the short working arises when the minimum rent is more and actual royalty what we earned it is a less, then short working will be there. That short working will be recover in certain period, that is in the upcoming years. So upcoming years we have to recover that short working. As per our agreement, there is a time limit for a short workings recovery. So and the time limit for short workings as per agreement it will be decided. That is the there is a mainly two types of a time limit is there for short working. One, it is a fixed, it means certain fixed year of a recovery will be there and a fluctuating. Next following years will be there, that is the fluctuating method. In that mainly next word is going to be used. So this is two types of recovery of short working. So for example, in that particular problem what they have given, the recoupment of short working will be first 3 years. That means it is based on the fixed method. So we have to recover the short workings in first 3 years only. In what about the fluctuating method, here the word term next will be used, the word next will be used, and the problem is given that like short workings is going to be recover in the next 2 years, like that will be given. So it is based on the fluctuating method of short working. So here two types, and one more is there, recoupment through entire period of agreement. It is based on the agreement what is there, entire period of agreement they can be recover the short working. It is also used, but mainly two things they will be going to focuses. And now it is a term of surplus. Surplus, see, when it is a minimum rent more and royalty is less, that time it will be short working. And when the royalty is whatever the actual royalty we earned it is more and minimum rent is less, that is it is a surplus. So actual royalty is more than the minimum rent, that time after recovery of short workings whatever the surplus remains it will be paid to landlord with the minimum rent. The surplus is when the minimum rent is less and actual royalty what we earned it is more, that time surplus will be arises, and that surplus is help to recover the short workings. In last year whatever the short workings are arises that will be recover in surplus amount, and remaining amount after recovering the short working whatever the extra amount will be remains that will be also paid to the landlord with the minimum rent. While solving the problems I will explain that one, how to pay the landlord extra amount. So this is the surplus. Then in case of strike and lockout, so strike and lockout, see, such situation lessee faces so many difficulties to pay minimum rent. In that time minimum rent agreement will be based on certain conditions. In that time minimum rent will be based on certain conditions in case of strike and lockout. So see here, minimum rent shall be reduced proportionately. So this one is method used when it is a strike or lockout, and minimum rent shall be reduced on a certain percentage, that means 20% or 40%, whatever the minimum rent is there reducing, it is going to be reduced. Then actual royalties earned would discharge all the rental obligations of that year. It means discharges all the rental obligations and treated the whatever the royalty earned in that strike period, that one is treated as the minimum rent. These three methods or three conditions used in the strike or lockout period. So based on that, minimum rent will be going to be reduced, because in strike or lockout working days are less as compared to normal period. So that time we must and should what we have to do, minimum rent we have to reduce. That is helpful to lessee, because in that period working days are less, and as per that we have to reduce minimum rent. It is based on one, it is proportionate and certain percentage and discharging the all the rental obligations. So that is the already I told, whatever the actually royalty earned in that period, that is treated as the minimum rent. That fixed minimum rent is not here in the third case. So whatever the earned in that particular year, it is treated as the minimum rent. These all things today I discussed with the basic terms which is used in the royalty account. Once again I will highlight the all the basic terms which is used in the royalty. So what I discussed today, see first meaning of the royalty and what is the terms used in the royalty. First one, that is a landlord and lessee, or lessor and lessee, landlord or tenant. Simply that is the owner and user. And types of royalty: minimum rent and short working, recoupment of short workings, it may be fixed or fluctuating or entire period, and surplus. And in case of strike and lockout, what will be minimum rent? It will be in three types. I already discussed these all the things. So this is the first class about the royalty, and these all are based on the basic terms and theory class. So next class onwards I will go for the royalty chart and problems or journal entries. So thank you.